Imagine a school where every child, regardless of their abilities, feels valued, supported, and inspired to achieve their dreams. A place where differences are celebrated, challenges are met with compassion, and every learner is empowered to reach their full potential. What is the key of making this vision a reality? The key lies in equity, diversity, and inclusivity, working together as one. At Santo Niño Elementary School, located at the heart of Barangay Santo Niño in Marikina City, a culture of learning and growth thrives. With its rich history, starting from a modest wooden building in 1940 to becoming a vibrant center of education, the school has always prioritized the development of its students. Guided by the principles of Department of Education's core values, Santo Niño Elementary School strives to foster a safe, inclusive, and child-friendly environment for all learners. Recently, we examined the school's policies through the lens of equity, diversity, and inclusivity, EDI. While there are commendable practices, like accommodating students facing financial difficulties and fostering respect for cultural and spiritual diversity, there is still room for refinement. For example, attendance policies, grooming and uniform, and disciplinary measures. However, for this learning session, we will focus on inclusive education policies and experiences, which play a crucial role in creating equitable opportunities for all learners. This session is inspired by the real story of Aldrich, a former grade 1 student at Santo Niño Elementary School, who faced significant challenges in learning. He was a pupil of Mrs. Marissa Franco, one of the facilitators of this learning session. Recognizing his needs, Ms. Franco provided him with additional exercises and one-on-one lessons. However, after observing Aldrich and consulting with his parent, who was also seeking medical advice, it was decided to transfer him to special education at Barranca Elementary School. There, he excelled and graduated in elementary with flying colors last May 2024. So, the question is, did Ms. Franco and Santo Niño Elementary School fail to uphold the inclusive policy of Philippine education? How do EDI principles apply in this situation? If you are also pondering these questions, we are offering a 1-hour learning session with the theme, Exploring Inclusive Education, Defining Key Terms for Effective Practice, and Gathering Shared Experiences. In this session, we will expound on key terms used in inclusive education, such as mainstreaming integration and inclusion. We know that having a correct, deep, and wide knowledge can assure us of effective and appropriate practices in the field. Thus, we will focus on clarifying these terms and their practical implications in inclusive education. We will also engage in meaningful sharing of our experiences in facilitating these practices. Let us pour out our hearts and be a source of strength for one another as we navigate this challenging yet relevant aspect of education. Prepare your teachable hearts to learn and unlearn. Prepare your stories. Prepare yourselves. We are hoping to have you in this important session. See you on Saturday, January 11th via Google Meet. Our team will personally send you the details for this learning session.
O God, creator of the heaven and the universe, you are worthy of our praises. In you alone we pray and submit ourselves, for we are nothing without you. We humbly ask for your forgiveness and mercy. Dear Lord, we gather here today with the intent of doing good in thy name. Guide us to the right path. May our efforts be blessed with insights, understanding, wisdom, and respect for all. May our deep faith in you give us strength to act honestly and well in all matters before us. Amen.
Ako'y anak ng lupang hinirang, kung saan matatag natagpuan ang timyas ng perlas ng silangan, nagniningning sa buong kapuluan. Taglay ko ang hiwaga ng silangan, at saan mang bayan o lungsod, maging timog, hilaga at kanluran, ang Pilipino ay namumukod. Sama-sama nating abutin pinakamatayog na bituin, at ang aking tagumpay, tagumpay ng aking lahi, tagumpay ng aking lipi, ang tanging hinimithi at hinahangad. Hangad ko'y tagumpay natin lahat. Ako ay may isang munting pangarap sa ating dakilang lupain, at sa sama-sama nating pagsisikap, sama-sama ring mararating ang iba't ibang galaw, iisang patutunguhan. Dito, isang araw, isang kapuluan. Sama-sama nating abutin pinakamatayog na bituin, at ang aking tagumpay, tagumpay ng aking lahi, tagumpay ng aking lipi, ang tanging minimithi at hinahangad. Hangad ko'y tagumpay natin lahat. Hangad ko'y tagumpay natin lahat.
Okay, again, I welcome you to our learning session this evening, Exploring Inclusive Education. And as I have said a while ago, to give more about the overview of this learning session that will be discussed about who are the attendees right now, and to formally welcome you to our learning session this evening, I would like to call Mrs. Marisa Franco, my co-facilitator for this session.
Hello, good evening po. Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you po for joining us today. We are excited to have you today for enriching learning session. This will be an opportunity for us to learn and grow together as we share our experiences. For those who don't know us, my name is Maris L. Franco, and with Ms. Hannah Liak Tiane, we are Graduate School of National Teachers College. Today, we serve as our facilitator. Let's take a moment to introduce our participants from different schools. From Santo Niño Elementary School, San Roque Elementary School, Concepcion Integrated School, Concepcion Elementary School, yung Barangka, not yet, and then the newly graduate from Bicol University. Thank you for coming us for today. Thanks for taking time to have here today. As you know, we hit some important milestones this week. We thought sharing the success and discussing what comes next would be helpful. Away we go. Our topics, exploring inclusive education. And we're excited to share what we know with you. We'll be exploring topics like mainstreaming, integration, and inclusion, as well as providing practical recommendation from your work. We also take question through the webinar. So please feel free to type in the chat box. And now, without further ado, let's start, Miss Hanania.
Yes po, ma'am. Thank you so much for that wonderful opening remarks. And indeed, we are now ready. Sige nga po, thumbs up sa mga handa na pong makinig, matuto at mag-share ng kanilang mga experience for this learning session. Pa-thumbs up naman po dyan sa ating, yes, sa ating button. Meron po tayo dyan. Ayan, marami ng handa for this learning session. As I have said po, hindi kami dito talaga mag-share because we are not experts regarding this matter, but we are here to gather experiences, gather knowledge. So let us all together learn, and para sa bayan, para sa mga bata, sabay-sabay po tayong matuto sa ating learning session. So to start our learning session, okay, we will first have an icebreaker. Sa icebreaker na ito, ano ba ipaprice natin dito, ma'am? Ayan, meron po tayong icebreaker. Ang mechanics lang po ng ating icebreaker ay guess the word. Alam kong hindi na po ito bago sa inyo, mga madam and aspiring teachers. Ma'am, sir, aspiring teachers. So, meron naman po siyang clue na picture sa ating guess the word at may naka-jumbled letters pa po. Bali, dalawa na pong clue. There's a picture and there are jumbled letters, and you will just type in our chat box the answer. Yung maunang ma-receive ng aming system na answer, siya po ang panalo. At meron ka po 10 pesos sa GCash. Yung
Gcash.
Ayan po, you send your GCash po sa amin. So, are you ready po? Sige nga po, paki-click naman po ng heart button kung ready na po sa ating icebreaker. Madali lang po to. Ang pressure po dito sa pag-type at pag-send paunahan. Okay, for our first guess the word, let's see. What's the word? Ma'am, sir, and aspiring teachers. I-chat na po sa ating chat box. Ayan! Correct. The answer is diversity. Sino po ang naunang Ma'am Marisa? Ikaw po ang mag-ano dyan. Basahin mo po kung sino po ang pinakaunang nakasagot. Baka iba sa aking system. Sa aking system po, ang una nakasagot ay si Ma'am Joyce Ann. Palapakan naman po kay Ma'am Joyce Ann. I think she's from Santo Niño Elementary School, a grade 1 teacher. Okay, next one. That's the answer, diversity. Next one, what's the word? Ikaw na lang po, Ma'am Marisa, tumingin ng ating winner. Meron na po ba tayong winner dyan? Okay, I think meron na po. The answer is inclusion. Sino po ang nauna, ma'am?
Si Mina Ernesto. Congratulations.
Congratulations po. Yan, take note po namin yan. Next
From
one.
Santo Niño also.
Wow. Ito po ay isang famous na representation ng principle na ito. What's the principle or what's the word for this picture and jumbled letters? Okay, the answer is equality.
Yes, the winner is Irene Salumbedes from CIS, Concepcion Integrated School. Congratulations, ma'am.
Wow, congratulations po. Congratulations. Next one, if meron yan, what's this one? Okay, sorry, hindi ko napalitan yung picture. Sorry na aga. Okay, wait. It's learning. So, yung po dapat yung picture na nandyan. Okay, so that's it po for our icebreaker. Mamaya po, baka meron pa po tayo dyan mga icebreaker. Thank you for participating. And now we will proceed to our discussion. Yes, we will call it discussion because we will discuss the topics. We will discuss this will not be a lecture method. So defining key terms. Again, our topic will be about exploring inclusive education. But before I give you the key terms, let's first take a look at the policies on inclusive education, especially on Philippine inclusive education. At kami po ni Ma'am Marisa, my co-facilitator, will discuss this topic. Okay, looking back, grabe, last 2009 pa po, ay ito yung foundation ng inclusive education in the Philippines. Death and Order number 72, series 2009. Series 2009. So, bali po, dyan po ay yung inclusive education as a strategy for increasing participation rate of children. Bakit ba nila ginawa itong order na ito? Because according to their research, to their survey, special education in the Philippines has only served 2% of the targeted 2.2 million children with disabilities. Ito lang po yung um, na-detect na nakapunta sa paaralan, na ipasok sa paaralan, regular classroom man po yan or SPED, 2% lang po yung na-reach ng eskwelahan. And also, dito rin po natin mababasa sa order na ito yung patungkol sa pagbibigay ng appropriate education. And we can see here that giving appropriate education, it can be within the regular or inclusive classroom setting. Meaning, it can be on the regular classrooms, yung mga regular po na meron tayo sa ating mga barangay, or sa mga inclusive classroom setting. So, dito din po natin makikita, pahapyaw lang po sa policy na ito, yung about sa child find. Sabi po sa child find, ay dapat ang mga guro, pati mga SPED teachers, pati yung officials of the Department of Education ay kayo po mismo, tayo po mismo ang hahanap sa mga bata sa kasulok-sulukan ng ating mga barangay, sa kasulok-sulukan ng ating lugar, kung sino po doon yung mga bata na walang access sa education. Yun po ang kanilang binibigyang pansin sa child find. Tayo po mismo, hindi na po natin. We will not wait for them to go and enroll themselves to the school. But we ourselves will be the one who will look for them. Kung may mga tataas sa bundok, kung saan man po yan, tatawid sa mga ilog, for us just to reach them. That's the concept of child find. And also, the moment that a child was reached, there will be an assessment. This assessment, this will determine if the child will go to the regular classroom, or we will assess the difficulty of the learners, the state of the learners, or the situation of the learners. And number 3, program options. There are 3 program options for them. 1, if they will be put in a self-contained class for children with similar disabilities, or what we call SPED class. That's the option 1 po for them, if they will be put inside a self-contained class for children. Or second option is the placement of the child with disabilities in general education or regular class. And the third option is a resource room program where the child with disability shall be pulled out from general education. Ito naman po yung mga nasa eskwelahan na po mismo. Kasi itong child find po, ito din ay paghahanap within the school kung sino po yung may mga special needs within the school. So, bale, a resource room program is from general class na ipapadala po sa SPED. Dahil nahanap inside the classroom, nahanap inside the school. So, yun po yung concept ng program options. And after that, kung sa kanya-kanya na, kung sa SPED man or regular class, there will be a curriculum modifications. Yan po, yung i-modify yung curriculum. And of course, most importantly, the parental involvement. So the question is, anong taon nga po yung mga teachers? What year was this order? Okay, sabi ko may admit lang. Okay, what year?
2009.
Ayan, thank you Ma'am Emily. 2009 po siya naipasa. 2009 po siya na-order ng Department of Education. Anong taon na po ngayon? Happy New Year po. What year na po tayo ngayon? 2025 na po tayo.
25 mo.
Almost 16 years na ang nakalipas after this Department of Education order has been released. So, throughout that years, may nakita po ba tayong pagbabago? Has the access to special education in the Philippines improved today? Sige po. You can share po. Meron ba tayo dito mga Marisa SPED teacher? May nakapag-attend po ba?
Yun po, ma'am. Isa pong SPED, ma'am. SPED teacher.
Ayan. Sa mga hindi naman po SPED teacher, based on your observation po sa ating community, like sa iyong barangay, kung yung mga lahat ng learners doon ay talagang nakapag-aral, especially sa special education. Kahit SPED po muna pag-usapan natin. Kamusta po, ma'am? Or sa regular classroom, yung mga nakapasok sa regular classroom, meron po bang improvement? Okay, ma'am April Joy would like to, I think, naka-raise po siya ng hand. You would like to share po, ma'am?
So, April, you're raising your hand. Medyo choppy yung boses mo, ma'am. Di marinig gaano. Mamala.
Ay, choppy po. Okay po, sorry po. Okay, I will fix my audio.
Hindi ko nag-read siya sa
Feeling ko yung may ano.
Sa experience ko, ma'am, sa pagtuturo, meron akong mga, sa every year, merong mga batang na merong hindi siya kakaiba sa bata. Noong 2016, meron din si Aldrich. Mahina yung kanyang psychomotor. And then, yung previous naman, last year lang, meron naman akong batang disability yung kanyang legs. Pero kasi mapanig siya. And then sa group namin, sa grade 2, meron din kami isang kasamang bata, si Riley. Matalino siyang bata, pero iba yung kanyang upgraded. Iba lang yung kanyang kilos. So, siya yung kakaiba doon. Pero nasa loob pa rin siya ng regular class. Yes, ma'am.
Okay po.
Mina Ernest as raising hand.
Okay po, ma'am.
Yes, Manila, you would like to share?
Yes po. Actually, this year, one of my student po has diagnosed with ADHD. Pero, yung communication namin with parents, ano siya talaga, as in partner kami para ma-improve lalo yung bata. So, talagang may improvement naman na nangyayari sa education nowadays dahil nga, di ba, andito tayo sa year na inclusion na we accept na siguro kung hindi siya ADHD lang or may something pa, may bukod pa doon, baka siguro nasa SPED na siya. Pero since maayos naman yung ano niya, yung yung process ng mga ginagawa niya sa school. So nasa school siya. Yun nga lang merong mga times talaga na nagtatanggap siya pag hindi nakukuha yung needs niya. Pero through proper guidance na naayos naman within the classroom and with the help of the parent.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you po. Po yun, ma'am. And then, Ma'am Sharon, would you like to share your experience?
Yes, hello. Good evening. Narinig po ako?
Yes, ma'am. Audible po.
Yes po. So, as a SPED teacher naman po, so, napapansin ko po sa aking mga teacher na binibigyan ng mga inclusion. So, ang pinaka-suggestion ko lang po is communication not only with the kids but also with the teacher na involved po dun sa ating inclusion. So, yung communication po ng teacher at ng teacher, SPED teacher or then regular teacher is important po sa bata. Kasi po, as a SPED teacher po, once na nakakita po kami ng development po sa bata, pinakuha po namin sila ng assessment from doctor, assessment test, para lalo silang ma-develop. So, once na ipinasok na namin siya sa teacher, hindi po doon natatapos ang aming trabaho as a SPED teacher. Hindi po inilagay mo po sa classroom, wala ka na pong obligasyon. Hindi po yun. So, ang suggest ko lang po is weekly communication with the teacher na pinadalan mo or kung hindi man or nanggaling man na diretso sa inyo, siguro magtanong pa rin po sa mga SPED teacher para sa communication with the teacher, parents, and other teacher po na regular. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you po. So, the best talaga po ay communication with parents and conversation with the other co-teacher with handling these kinds of children with this special education, needs special education. That's it. Lisana Nia, are you okay? You okay the sounds?
Okay po. Clear.
Nag-echo, ma'am. Record. I-off mo muna isa pong isang,
Okay na po ba, ma'am? Clear po ba ang voice ko?
ayan, okay.
Okay po. Thank you po. Ayan, I would also like to read the answer po sa comment section of Miss Joyanne. Yes po, may development, improvement naman po. Yes po, ma'am, thank you. And also, si Ma'am Anna Faye, may improvement po, pero mabagal compared sa learners na walang disability. Okay po, ma'am, thank you so much. Okay, let's move po. So, yung shinare ko po ay, sabi ko, last year, 2009. At base po sa inyong mga sharing, ang DepEd din po ay nakita rin po nila na yung wala pong masyadong magandang result yung kanilang department order last 2009. So nagkaroon po ng modification sa order po na yon. And this was signed last May 25, 2022, the Child Find Policy for Learners with Disabilities Towards Inclusive Education. So ito po yung this is the latest one regarding inclusive education. The DepEd Order number 23, series of 2020. And with this one, hapyawan rin po natin. Dahil po doon sabi nila medyo kulang, sabi nila nung last na DepEd policy or DepEd order, medyo kulang yung ating pag-raise ng awareness sa community, kulang yung ating promotion of this policy. So, dito po sa DepEd order na ito ay mas nagkaroon ng developing partnerships, raising awareness, locating and screening of the children. They have raised more awareness to the community, partnered with the community officials, even experts, and even the whole stakeholders. Talagang nagsama-sama po. And here, the components are, one, kung child find po agad doon sa last policy, dito po ang pinakauna, the very first step, procedure of this policy is the Disability Advocacy Campaign. Yan, dito po ay ito po yung priority muna nila is yung advocacy campaign. Yung advokasya ng DepEd ay talagang ma-share po sa lahat. And number 2, dito pa lang po yung locating. They will locate the person, the learners, and screening and referral. So in locating, we can see here to increase the full participation and inclusion of all learners, including the learners with disabilities. Here in the first one of locating is that yung mga hindi pa na-enroll sa school shall engage the help of the barangay in doing home visits. This one, home visits. Yan po, yung barangay in doing home visits. And number 2, for children already in school, they are already enrolled in school and are struggling, endorsement in a short report on the concern prepared by the previous teacher should be submitted. And here in the screening, ito po, sino po sa inyo ang nakagamit na po, nakakaalam ng multi-factor assessment tool based on Department Order 29 Series of 2018? Meron po ba sa inyong nakagamit na ng tool na ito? Ito po mismo ay nasa pulisiyan ng DepEd, ang tool na ito. And I have checked this a while ago, this tool, and I was so surprised because this tool was very comprehensive in regards of assessing the learners. And sabi ko, meron pala nito sa DepEd. Meron po pala silang ganitong ginagamit na assessment tool to assess the learners. Okay, yan. Yes, the MFAT po. Ano po ba ito? MFAT, MFAT. Yan po. The multi-factor assessment tool. Yan, may mga nakagamit na po. Isa po, nung grade 1 pa. Ako. Ayan, thank you po, ma'am. Yan, for the knowledge of everyone, let's have a visit to this policy. Madalian lang po i-share ko ang aking screen. Sa aking screen. Kasi ako po talaga ay na-amaze. Na-amaze po ako sa kagandahan ng tool na ito. Okay, ito po. Ayan, the policy on the implementation of multi-factored assessment tool. At dito po, there are 5 learning domains, learning areas that will be assessed sa bata. First is the cognitive domain, all about the ability to remember, ability to determine the relationship between ideas and things. And number 2, the communication domain. 3, socio-emotional domain. 4, motor domain. 5, daily living skills domain. So ito pong 5, these 5 domains will be assessed to a child. And dito din po sa file na ito, makikita po natin yung different. Ayan po, for example, mga activity, hindi po siya isang formal na assessment. May mga activity po na ipapagawa sa mga bata. Diyan po, very comprehensive po itong part na ito. Ayan po yung mga assessment activity, yes or no, learner's response, napaka-comprehensive po ng mga nakapano po dito sa policy na ito. So, yun lang po. You can check this one if you have time. Lalo na sa mga aspiring teachers, you can also check this policy kasi po matutulungan talaga tayo nito kapag nasa field na tayo. Okay po.
Yes, ma'am.
In 15
Isa po yan, ma'am, na nagawa ng Santo Niño LM to the help of Miss Joyce Parugino from SNES. Ginagawa po niya today yan. Assessment of
Yes. Wow. Thank you. Napakagandang may magamit talaga. Ayan, thank you po ma'am for the knowledge. Required po sa grade 1 ang mag-conduct po ng MPAT, ng multi-factored assessment tool or test. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for that information. Okay po, so this call will end in 15 minutes. So pwede ko po ba mamaya kapag mga 5 minutes lang po, you can rejoin sa ating meet. Mamaya po, I will let you know. So let's
Sige na lang,
continue.
stay.
Yes, well, let's continue our discussion. Thank you, teachers and aspiring teachers. So yun po, if you have time, you can visit the multi-factored assessment tool. And it's good to know that the grade 1 teachers are required to have this assessment tool sa mga bata. It can assure us of early detection. Yes, that's the word, early detection sa mga bata. Habang mas early pa, much better na ma-assess po sila. Huwag na po natin hintayin na sila yung mag-grade 2 hanggang grade 6. So, that's the provision of this new policy. And now we will move on to our key terms in inclusive education. That's the policy. And now we will move on to the mainstreaming, integration, inclusion. Ito po yung mga terms na medyo naguguluhan ang iba sa atin. Pero ito din yung mga terms na will encompass how inclusive education can be done in the classroom. We can realize here that there are many ways inclusive education can be done inside the school, inside the field of school. So, Ma'am Marisa, you can now start discussing this one.
Yes po, ma'am. Next stage, ma'am. Okay, defining key terms, mainstreaming, integration, and inclusion. Mainstreaming, placing students with disabilities into regular classroom with minimal adjustment or support. Ito po yung mga estudyante natin na may disability pero ipinapasok po rin natin siya sa regular classroom para sa kanilang mga konting mga aktibidad para lang at least kayang-kaya nila pong gawin. And the integration naman is a placing student with special needs in a regular classroom while ensuring participation in activities with additional support. Ibig sabihin, ito po yung mga batang special din, pero nasa loob pa rin sila ng classroom na ibinibigay natin, kunyari, di nila naiintindihan. Bibigyan natin sila ng panibagong activity na pwede nilang, kayang-kaya nilang gawin. Additional support po para sa kanila, na integrate nila po yung kanilang lesson. And then inclusion actively involves students with disabilities with all aspects of school life with appropriate support and accommodation. Ito po yung mga estudyante natin na lahat po ng aspekto na na pwede talagang pumasok sa regular class. Bawal tayo pong tumanggi. Kung ano mong po yan, dapat po natin accept. So bilang isang guro, bigay natin ang the best para sa kanila, para po sa mga batang needs po ng kanilang education. So ginawa namin PE na lesson. So natuwa naman ako kahit sa ganung sistema na yung kanyang physical disability ay kayang-kaya niya yung kanyang sarili niya. So that's the inclusion po.
Sa bata, pwede din po yon. Preferential seating, pwede yung bata ay medyo malapit sa table po ng teacher para it is a way of letting the child access more your presence. They can ask help to you easily. Or it can also be through a guided notes. You will give the specific child, the group of children who needs guided notes since they need it more than the others. If the others can understand the lesson without guided notes, this group of children or this specific children needed it the most. And next one, ito po yung mga, I know na may mga gumagawa po nito sa inyo, yung teacher tutoring, may ipapaiwan sa classroom, or in a specific time, lunch break, mayroong bata na tuturuan mo, specific lang dun sa bata. Others may see it unfair po ma'am, ganon. But it's one way of accommodating or accommodation. While in modification, some examples of modification is that the students will answer in limited choices rather than completing a response or their own. If some students are essay type, for example, or having an open-ended question, for this specific student, you will give him or her choices or limited choices they will select from the responses. So yun po, ibig sabihin na iba mismo. Dito sa accommodation, same yung task. Kung sa accommodation, same yung task, ni-extend mo lang yung time, binibigyan mo lang ng break, binibigyan mo lang ng notes, ginaguide mo lang ng mas lalo yung bata. Here in modification, iniiba mo po mismo yung task ng bata. If sa iba essay type, pwedeng dito sa batang ito ay response type of exam. They will just select. And if, another one is grading various aspects of an assignment. So for some assignments, spelling or grammar doesn't count in the grade. Minsan po may mga bata, kung sa ibang bata ay i-check natin yung grammar ng pagkakagawa niya, yung spelling. Dito naman sa ibang bata ay pwedeng iba ang ipapagawa mo sa kanya. And hindi mo masyadong i-count yung ganitong aspect ng criteria. Lalo na yung bata ay may difficulty talaga in terms of words. And number 3 is providing an assignment that is level to the student's current functional level. Pwedeng iba po yung homework ng isang bata, iba din po yung homework ng isang bata, depending on their progress sa lesson. So that's it po, the accommodation and the modification. So dito po, mga ma'am, who can share with you, ano po yung madalas na ginagawa nyo? If accommodation, ano po yung mga strategies nyo in terms of accommodation? Or in modification po ba, naka-experience na rin po ba kayo ng mga ganitong type of adapting the curriculum? Or handling diverse learners? Ano po dito yung medyo nagagamit nyo po sa mga strategy? If wala naman po dyan, you can share with us your strategies. Sige po, ma'am, you can type po sa comment section, or if not, you can raise your hand. Sige po, ma'am Marisa, you can facilitate our question and answer. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. For Mamina, ma'am, extended time daw po sa kanya. So, paano yung Mamina? Ano yung extended time? It is after or before ano po, class?
After, kasi diba, meron tayong tinatawag na intervention sa school natin. So, dahil nga meron akong diagnosed na ADHD, minsan dahil nga, as in diagnosed talaga siya, meron siyang mga times na wala siyang focus. So, ang ginagawa ko after class, siguro mga 15 to 20 minutes, meron akong binibigay sa kanya extension para matapos niya yung mga ginagawa niya. Kasi talagang, pag hindi niya yung nagawa, iiyak talaga siya, magta-tantrum siya. So, yung ginagawa ko as accommodation for her. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Talagang effort, Mamina. Extra time. Thank you, Mamina. And then, accommodation for Teacher Joyce. Give her extra activities remediation. Can you specify, Ma'am Joyce, the accommodation giving extra activities para at least ito paano gawin din po namin yan. Joyce, hi.
Good evening po. Yung mga bata po na yung nakikita natin na medyo hirap sila, for example sa reading, so yun yung bibigyan mo ng, katulad Mamina, bibigyan mo ng extra time, extra activities, and yung ginagawa namin is remediation po. Yun po. Thank you po.
Thank you, ma'am. And then, ma'am, thank you. And then, Ma'am Sharo, peer tutoring.
Yes, hello po. Sa peer tutoring naman po, kasi meron tayong mga estudyante na mas maalam. So sila po yung nagiging parang teacher ng mga students. So kasi ang mga bata yan, pagka ginawa ng isang estudyante, ginagaya ng isang estudyante. So ang ginagawa namin, ikaw magturo kaya magsulat, gayahin niya to. So ang nagiging way, nagiging peer tutoring siya, nagiging natuturuan niya yung classmate niya.
Yes, ma'am. Tama po yun. Para at least tulungan, hindi lang lagi si teacher po. Di ba po? And then, Ma'am Juliana. You have something to share, Ma'am Juliana? And then next, Nina Ernesto again. Ma'am Juliana, hi.
Hello, good evening po. Yung sa akin naman po, yung tutoring teacher, tutoring ang ginagawa ko before the class.
Kasi po ma'am, panghapon kayo ma'am grade 2, kaya before the class ng si Ma'am Mina naman grade 3, pang umaga, kaya after naman ng class. So, thank you po ang mga talagang fully support para sa mga estudyanteng merong konting na kailangan natin bigyan sila ng pansin. And then, Ma'am Emily Macanas, preferential setting. Sige nga po, Ma'am Emeline, i-share mo nga po sa amin paano po yung preferential setting.
Yes, good evening po. Sa akin kasi meron naman akong student na diagnose naman ng ASD, autism. So, ang ginawa ko sa kanya, nilapit ko siya doon sa may tabi ng table ko para mas mag-guide ko siya, ma'am.
Ngayon yan, ma'am? Ay, yung grade.
Ngayon, si Kyrie, ma'am.
Okay.
May ASD si Kyrie, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you po. Please, paano, ma'am, na siya nakakasabay sa klase mo?
Makakasabay naman siya. Matalino naman yung bata. Kaso minsan may mga times na yun, nagtatantrums. Kapag nahuhuli din siya, yun. Kaya nilapit ko siya dun sa table ko para mas ma-assist ko siya.
So, ang galing naman ni Ma'am Ems. And then, Ma'am Mina again. And then next, Ma'am Judith Gigataras from San Roque. After Ma'am Mina, and then Ma'am Judith po. Ma'am Mina, are you raising your hands?
Hindi, comment ko lang din yung sinabi ni Ma'am Sharo and ni Ma'am Juliana na talagang minsan yung peer tutoring mas effective siya not only for the pupils with na special needs but also the yung mga regular class natin. Kasi talagang minsan mas nakikinig sila dun sa ka-level nila compared to teacher. But not all the times naman.
Correct. Lalo na pagkaka-friend nila, no, kaibigan po nila, mas sila at ease, kampante. And then, welcome, Ma'am Judith Gitataras. All of the above. Wow, all of the above. Sige nga, Ma'am Judith. Ikaw naman, Judith. All of the above.
Same lang. Kaya ako sinabing all of the above kasi depende po sa situation ng araw na yon. Meron din po kasi akong red flag na ganyan. Pero hindi pa po siya na-assess. Bagas empath, lumabas po talaga na kailangan niya ng professional niya. Lahat po yan na gagawa ko in a sense, meron siyang special seat. May special seat siya, nakatabi ko talaga siya. Tapos every now and then, talagang, so saan ako pupunta, bit-bit ko siya kasama yung puan niya. Kasi hindi mo siya talaga mapapaupo ng yung basta restless siya eh. Hindi mo siya mapapaupo ng talagang nakakulap siya sa isang place. And then,
kaya din, no?
nag-extend din kami ng time after ng class namin kasi hindi talaga siya gumagawa during the yung oras ng pagtuturo ko. Hindi siya talaga. Minsan pang karga-karga ko siya eh. Ganun kami katindi. Kasi pag pinabayaan ko siya na nakawala sa akin or hindi ko siya katabi or hindi ko siya karga o hindi ko siya kasama, umiikot yan. Lahat ng mga kaklase niya, nadidistract, nakuha yung mga gamit nila or nananakit siya, something like that. So talagang puso at saka love ang ibibigay mo sa mga bata. Matulad ng mga yun. Dedication, yan, commitment sa kanila. Tapos yung peer tutoring, meron din ako niyan, in a sense, kasi tama yung sabi ni Ma'am Sharo kanina. Meron siyang kaklase na friends sila at the same time, marunong naman yung bata. So kapag sinasabi ko sa kanya, nagayahin na siya, tsaka siya nagsusulat. Pero hindi siya ganon kagaling magsulat or something kasi kailangan pa talaga siya ng supervision. Pero natutuwa ako kasi gumagawa siya. So nakikita ko, depende sa mood ng bata. So halos lahat yan, nagagawa ko, depende sa oras, sa mood niya, at saka yung sitwasyon niya. Kaya yun, meron din akong club na ginawa, yung Abacada Club, na binuo ko sa class, sa school namin, na kapag meron silang vacant chair, Oh, may vacant period sila from grade 4 to 6. Yung mga bata. Pumupunta sila sa class ko. Nag-storytelling sila para lang magkaroon ng love for reading itong mga estudyante ko na medyo delayed. So, yun. Yun yung mga ways na ginagawa ko na I hope matulong. Kasi first time ko, noong mga previous years, dinagdagan ko na lang ngayon yung mga strategies na ginagawa ko para sa kanila. So, I hope, itong batang ito yung pinakamatindi talaga. I hope makatulong sa kanya. So, sinabihan ko na rin sa spend namin na baka i-transfer ko siya. Pero, simula nung first quarter, meron naman siyang improvement na nakikita ko, little by little. Sabi nga, it's a learning process sa akin at saka sa kanya. So, yun lang. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you po talaga. So talaga itong mga batang to, kailangan po natin ng love, passion, at long, patient, at truly love. Talaga na ibibigay natin ng full support para sa kanila. Para mas lalo silang mag-guide at mas lalo silang tumas yung kanilang pag-aaral kahit sila ay merong learning disabilities. And next, yes, Ma'am Sharu, true po yan. Talaga po, totoo po talaga. Na yung may batang talagang in a minute, nako, nakatayo na agad. Kulang na lang talaga, itali mo sa iyong bewang para hindi lang siya makawala. Okay po? And then, meron pa po mag-share? Wala na po? Yes, Ma'am Sharu.
Hello po. Iko-correct ko lang po yung pangalan ng SPED ngayon. Hindi na po siya SPED, SNED na po siya. SNED, Special Needs Education po. Ang tawag sa amin. So, SNED teacher po kami.
SNED na siya, ma'am. Special Needs Education.
Education. Yes po.
So, dati, ma'am, SPED, Special
Education.
Special Education. So, may special needs, mga needs na tawag. Thank you, ma'am, for the
Welcome po.
correction. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And then, thank you for the update. Thank you rin din po for the update, Ma'am Sharon. Next, Ma'am Hanania. Next.
And thank
Where's
you
my partner?
for sharing po. Indeed, we can all use this depending on our knowledge of the needs of the learners. Kaya alam ko kung mas kilala mo, you can use everything depending on the needs. So, and thank you din po, Ma'am Sharo, for for giving us an update about the special needs education. So again, these are the two ways of adapting the curriculum, the accommodation and the modification. And these two will start after needs analysis of the learners. Kaya needs analysis talaga ang pinakauna, and it can happen before, even during, and even after of this process. So that's it. That's the two words. More sharing of experience regarding this matter. But before that, clear na po ba yung tatlong terms or may question po kayo? If clear po, you can click the like button. If not po, you can raise your hand and ask the question. Okay po?
Yes, Ma'am Sharon.
Yes po. Additional, ano lang po, from my student. So, experience po. Kumbaga, okay po yung mga napakaganda ng session na ito, ano? So, iano ko lang po yung mainstreaming. So, as a teacher, as a SNED teacher po, tama po kayo. Meron po kayong assessment. So, ito po ay observation ng teacher. Observation ni teacher sa bata kung kaya niya na bang makipagsabayan sa mga regular. So, ang mainstreaming po, ako po ay meron na po akong ginawa ng ganyan na 2 bata. Ito po ay naka-enroll kay teacher. Naka-enroll po kay teacher. Na i-mainstream po, kakausapin niyo po yung inclusion teacher doon. Meron tayong inclusion teacher na by level. So si grade 1, sa grade 1 ko po siya ilalagay kasi ang level po niya is grade 1. So, ang mainstreaming po ay 1 hour lang. Mas labang po ang oras kay SNED teacher. Mas marami po, mas mahabang oras kay SNED teacher. Hindi po siya yung ilalagay nyo sa regular class at iiwan nyo po yun. Hindi po. Hatid sundo po yan ni teacher. So, yung mainstreaming po ay non-graded. Hindi po yan i-grade ni regular teacher, no? Hindi po yan ginigrade ni regular teacher. Kumbaga, ikaw ay hinahanda si bata, baka sakali nga naman siya maging regular, magkaroon ng chance na maging inclusion. So, ang mainstreaming po ay practice lang po. Sit-in lang po kay regular teacher na kukunin din po ni SNED teacher dahil naka-enroll po ito sa kanya.
Yes.
So, meron po tayo assessment na ginagawa, yung observation ni teacher, at syempre, yung doctor's assessment. Na siya ba ay may kakayahan ng ipasok dito sa grade 1 na to, kasi hindi po tayo pwede magsabi na tayo ay, ako, si teacher, nakita ni teacher na magaling, ipapasok mo agad. Hindi po. Kailangan po ito ng doctor's permit, doctor's assessment, na nakalagay po na ikaw ay able na mag-mainstream in grade 1 or in grade 2 or in ganito. So, you need po assessment po. Sa doctors. And non-graded po ito at mas mahaba po ang oras kay Teacher SNED. Then sa integration naman po, may mga cater po kasi kami mga bata na nanggaling po sa amin na SNED na ini-integrate po sa level. For example po, may forming blind. So, paano po niya i-integrate po yun? So, kailangan po kapag reading ang topic ninyo, siyempre, hindi makaka-adapt si blind. Ano pong kailangan niyang gawin?
Yung braille mo.
Braille. Kailangan mo pong, para makasabay siya sa topic na yun, hindi po siya ma-out of place. So, i-braille po ninyo, nakakasabay po siya sa pagbabasa.
Yes.
Sa regular na classroom, sa regular teacher. And then, po, yung inclusion po, ito po yung graded. Tama po kayo. So, na-adapt po niya yung mga curriculum, ay binibigyan, nakakasabay na po si bata sa pagtuturo ni teacher, at ito po ay nakaka-graduate na. So, meron po kayo mga inclusion na high school na nanggaling sa elementary namin. So, ayun po ang aking aming experience sa Concepcion Elementary School. Thank you po.
Yes, ma'am. Yan po ang kagandahan, ma'am, na meron kayong school na special needs talaga na, kunyari, sa grade level namin, meron kami nakitaan. At least, maibibigay namin sa inyo. Tapos kapag ready na siya, may babalik sa amin sa regular class siya. Kaya ang ganda po ng may ganun pong sa isang school ay meron po talagang SNED na isang classroom.
At dagdag ko rin po pala, Ma'am Franco, no?
Yes po.
Na ganun din naman po sa regular teacher, no? Na pag may nakita po tayo, MPAT, di ba? Ikinigator po natin ang MPAT, natapit po natin ang MPAT. So, kailangan po siguro, hindi po agad red flag na siya is SNED na siya. Hindi po yun, hindi po ganon. So, ang kailangan naman din po natin is yung same lang po na ginagawa ni SNED teacher, may assessment din po.
Yes,
galing sa parent and the teacher. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Katulad nga po kanang tinapik na yung accommodation, kung paano natin accommodate yung mga batang merong special needs. Pero mas maganda pa rin, ma'am, yung meron pa talagang as in, di ba, katuwang. Di ba po? Kaya yun. Yun lang, ma'am, madagdag lang. Meron lang talagang, yung merong talagang room na SNED para sa kanila, kahit pa paano po. So, yun po, ma'am. And then, meron pa po ibang masishare. Wala na po. May katanungan pa po. Meron pa pong clarification. Objection. Violation. Hello po. O, nagugutom na po kayo. Si Ma'am Judith, raising hands. Ma'am Judith?
Nalolobat na kasi ako. Sure.
Sinalilaman pa, charger.
May natutuwa lang din ako dun sa mga pupils namin with special needs. Kasi kahit na 16 years old na yung isa tsaka 19, mabait naman po sila na binigay nila sila sa academics. Kaya, magandang opportunity rin yun sa atin, yung magkaroon na experience na magkaroon na inclusion. Kaya sabi ko nga, sa susunod, kapag binigyan ulit ako, alam ko na kung anong gagawin. Tapos ngayon, hindi ako nagka-handle ngayon ng wala akong inclusion classes. Yun lang, yung share ko kanina, yun yung sinasabi ko na meron siyang red na most probably inform ko na rin yung sa SNED namin. Ang sabi ko, dire-refer ko for assessment kasi kailangan nila ng assessment para ah may certificate professionals yung developmental pediatrician para masabihan na certified yung tao na nagsabi na siya ay physically special.
Yes, ma'am. Sayang ma'am, itong mga batang itong mga special needs ay mga isang malaking regalo para sa atin. At kapag sila ay nakalagpas sa kanilang gawain at sa kanilang ito ay isang malaking gift din para po sa atin dahil achievement po natin sila ay nakakaroon ng progression. Kaya special needs, it's a gift.
Yes.
Ako po. Pero yan ma'am. Kasi nakapag-share sila eh.
Sa amin max for the time wala po. Sa ibang klase meron.
Yes. It's a blessing. Yes. Siguro ma'am, yung challenges, pwede rin yun na magsabi din tayo sa co-teacher natin. Baka kasi at least kahit pa paano, meron silang idea na may dagdag kung ano yung klaseng bata na, ano yung kanyang activity or strategy na maitutulong para sa akin. Kunyari, meron akong batang isang special needs. Sinabi ko sa kanya yung ganitong sitwasyon. So, dahil sa kanyang taktika, meron din pala siyang ganun, pareho kami, at least, yung ginawa niyang estratehiya, ibibigay niya sa akin yun, ipapadapt niya sa akin. Kahit pa paano, kung gagawin ko yung estratehiya na yun, titignan ko kung maganda siya. At kung nakitaan ko naman na maayos at ginawa ko, at least, tama po yung ganyang ginawa. So, pwede naman po tayo magkaroon ng collaboration from different teachers with having pero mga central sense na sila ay nakikisabay doon sa ano na yun, special needs. Okay po, meron pong iba pang challenges. Ano ba mga challenges nyo? Lalo na meron kayong mga inclusion students. Si Ma'am Judith. Ang sabi ni Ma'am Judith po ay, inclusion teacher should also be given special education trainings. Yes, tama po yun, ma'am. Dapat hindi lang ma'am, di ba po? Kaso ngayon, dream si ma'am, tsaka Ellen. Para maging aware sila sa mga estratehiya. Tama po, ma'am. Magkaroon po tayo ng ma'am, education po para sa mga special needs, mga strategies po para dito. Para dahil nga po nasa inclusive, na tayo to, education. Next po, meron pa po kayong mga challenges na inyong napagtagumpayan. Kahit ito ay mahirap, pero napagtanggumpayan niyo po? Ano kaya itong mga challenges po?
Marisa,
Yes. Yes, Mamina.
siguro sa challenges, teacher tayo eh. So talagang lagi naman tayo na-challenge. Siguro yung sa red, siguro 50-50. Total, na-encounter naman na natin yung mga SNED. So ang akin lang, tulad ni Ma'am Judith, no, na hindi lang basta training, kundi talagang kailangan ma-visit natin mismo yung classroom nila para makita natin kung paano hinahandle ng mga SNED teachers yung ganong mga situation. Kasi kahit sabihin natin nag-training kami, kahit 1 week pa tayo training regional division or through LAC session, kung walang talagang nagde-demonstrate sa atin kung paano gagawin, it's nothing. So kailangan natin talaga ng hindi lang training, kundi talaga ma-visit natin yung mga schools. Kahit sa Marikina na lang siguro, para makita natin yung sitwasyon, yung talagang sitwasyon ng talagang SNED.
Para makita natin nagpapaano talaga yun. Ang hirap kaya, ma'am. Iba-iba kaya ang mga edad. Pagka nakita natin yun, tapos iba-iba rin ang kanilang mga level na special needs. So pag nakita natin yun, maganda. At least ma-adapt po natin. And then, we have 10 minutes na, Ma'am Hananian. Ma'am Sharo, tama po yun. Mamba po, hello. Wala na po? Camera on. Para sa ba? 9:47. Wow, ang gaganda naman pala ng mga to. Ma'am Sharon, ganda talaga, oh. Blooming pa rin. Kahit magte-10 na. Huwag ka maingay, secret yan.
Sige po.
Nasaan pa ma'am? Labas, Ma'am Judy?
Yes, galing kami sa youth camp. May vigil.
Okay po. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you po. Thank you. Thank you, Esnes. Thank you, San Roque. Thank you, Concepcion Elementary School. Thank you, Concepcion Integrated School. Maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta. Yung aming token, X na lang po. Big heart. Love you all. Thank you so much. Bye. Ma'am, next screen ka na po. Sige, thank you po.
Thank you sa opportunity.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for clarification. Thank you.
Kasi tayo niyang classroom namin, welcome na welcome kayo.
Di ma'am, magbibisita kami dyan sa inyo, ma'am. Ang SNES, buong SNES. Yung mga
Kami
nandito.
sa San Roque.
Yes, ma'am. May mag-benchmark.
Yung mga dito yung pagkain sa akin yung classroom.
Makikipag-benchmark kami, ma'am, ang SNES sa inyo. Yan ang aming ngayon, goal.
So, kausapin natin si Ma'am Jane.
Yes, ma'am. Ay, meron din ma'am wala po si Ma'am Jane dito, hindi umattend eh. Opo, si Ma'am Irene na umattend. Meron din ma'am doon sa CIS, ay sa CIS.
Hindi, sa San Roque, si Ma'am Jane Farinas. Siya yung head.
Ayaw po. Kala ko si Ma'am Jane. Ano. Bye-bye. See you po.
God bless.
Judith, ingat po. Ingat po.
Kayo rin po. Bye-bye.
Mama Lania, thank you very much.
Doon naman tayo ma'am sa isang meeting, Ma'am Marisa.
Oo nga, gabi na tayo. Nag-start na kaya sila?
Yes po, naghihintay po sila sa atin.
Sige, magkain na tayo dito. Bye-bye.
Goodbye po.
Balik kami sa iba, ma'am. Thank you po.